Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Back here in the living room today, Jody and I will be working on the floor again, but this time we'll be putting hardwood flooring down, not prepping and pulling nails and building beams and ripping out old rotten subfloor chunks and all that kind of stuff that we've been doing for months and months, but we're actually putting down hardwood floors, so we're really excited about that. And I thought maybe I could just briefly show you, what kind of product we're using and how we're installing it and all that kind of stuff, and then maybe just follow along while we're throwing some rows down. So let me flip you around here. So we got this first row put in. So we got through the threshold. If you guys were following along, you knew we had already done hardwoods in this entry, but we kind of ended here under this beam here. And so we had to kind of pick up there, but get everything flat and level with the new subfloor, do a little sanding, do a little prep, and then get this first row in that was this first piece here, plus these skinny pieces that I had to rip down to get that first row done. We used the 8-foot level off of this edge to make sure that that ran perfectly straight and true all the way down, and over here as well. To make sure that first row is perfectly straight, laser line straight, because you don't want to get an S-curve going in your flooring and it'll just keep going through the whole room like that. So that first row is kind of critical. You got to take your time and obviously make some cuts. I had to make an L cut here and an L cut there, and then of course rip these strips for that piece there. And I'll show you the product we're using is this product by Mohawk Flooring. It's called Oak Shale. It's a 3/8 inch thick engineered hardwood flooring, and it's actually, the real plywood type. Plywood with this wear layer, this solid oak wear layer, and also with the pre-finished low sheen aluminum oxide type polyurethane that they can only put on in factory settings. It's very durable. And then the way that we're installing it, as far as fasteners, I bought the power nail gun that shoots 18 gauge staples made specifically for this type of flooring installation. So that little nose piece goes right on top of the T&G, and this little nylon foot slides across the floor, and it's just trigger activated. The first row here, I couldn't get the gun in there, so I just used my 18 gauge nailer and face nailed here along the back where the baseboard will come down and cover those, and then I had to kind of face nail it through the front with my regular 18 gauge nailer, just holding it at a 45-degree angle or the best I could and nailing it through there at an angle. And because you can't get the gun in, because as you can see this would hit the wall. Hopefully on this second row it's pretty close, but I think we can use the stapler and get those going. A couple little strips of felt paper through here just because I had a little bit of a low spot in this transition, just to help feather this out and keep it looking flat when the finished product's down. Get all these seams perfectly tight. I like to staple every 3 or 4 inches. Well, we've made some really good progress on the hardwood floor going into the living room, and we're kind of at a stopping spot. We need to kind of shift a little bit on what we're doing here. Maybe I can flip it around and show you what we're doing. So here you got it. We've only had hardwoods to the end of the entry here, so we've got all this in yesterday, and we've come up to the sunroom French door jamb here. And we're kind of at a stopping spot because the next row we need to be able to run all the way through. But in order to do that, we have to level this floor up a little bit to this floor. It's about a 1/2 inch low and needs a little bit higher over here where we got to maybe add some shim pads in here. And so that's going to take about a 1/2 inch plywood in this room to get everything on the same plane. So as we wanted this to be flat through here, we also want it to continue flat in there and not have any transition strips or change of transition height. So therefore we have to get this room right now, which is just painted gray, 3/4 inch subfloor we put down before. We just need to add another 1/2 inch of underlayment, and we can keep going with these floors. But to do that, hi sweetie.
Hi.
We've got to get everything in this room that's on the floor out of here, and it's become a little bit of a storage space. We have you can see a lot of our plants in here. We've got this table, we've got our cabinet over here, we've got our bar here, and so that stuff has to come out and probably be dispersed mostly in this room. And as you can see, we don't have space in this room, so we have to organize tools, condense everything. We really want to, we want to move the piano,
Where it's gonna go.
get all the coverings off our piano that we've had on there to protect it. Its home will be in this corner here. And so what we want to try to do today is get that uncovered and shift it over to where it goes, shift all the stuff in the sunroom out of the sunroom and probably into this area so that we can get this floor leveled up and we can continue running hardwoods and then get the hardwoods into this room. So that's what we're doing today. Hey honey, look, it's a piano.
Yay!
It's been covered up so long. So our piano has been here since we got it out of the garage. We had movers put it in here, which is the kitchen, like several years ago. It's been in storage in here with blankets and stuff on it for years.
And coat rack.
It's been kind of a coat rack. Ceiling fan's been sitting on it the last year. We got enough hardwoods put over there for the piano to go where its actual permanent home is going to be. So tonight we're going to try to get that done so that we can clear out this space, because all that stuff in the sunroom has to come out of there to get that floor leveled. So this is a good spot to put some of that stuff. So we don't move pianos for a living. It's on wheels.
Should be comical.
It's got wheels on it, so we're hoping we can kind of push it over there, and we're going to build some little, things to put around the legs, protectors, so we can slide it on the new hardwoods without messing up the new hardwoods until we can get the coaster things under there. So brand new floor, old piano. We're hoping we can do this without breaking or damaging something. So
We'll see how it goes.
we'll see how it goes.
It's a date.
look up the serial number again, but I believe this piano was built by the Bush and Lane Company in Holland, Michigan in 1927, which would make next year its 100th birthday. It's been in our family. Jody and I bought it about 30 years or so ago when we got our first house. And so it's been with us for some time.
We tried to sell it one time.
Yeah.
Nobody would,
Yeah, one time we needed the money and we tried to sell it, and
couldn't give it away.
it was a bad time for everybody back then. So it was around 2008 crash. People
So we
weren't.
decided it was meant to be.
Yep. So I'm so glad it didn't sell.
Yep.
Because I would be really bummed out if we didn't have it.
That's it.
Jody assures me it'll fit between this wall and the fireplace.
I measured it.
She measured it.
As long as we drive straight. So you're in charge. I know. Okay. Okay, just a minute. Yes, sir. Okay, just a minute. We'll go this way. Just a little bit. Yeah. I see him rolling. No rollers. We're gonna try it. If it's too
Yeah.
much, then we're gonna yeah. Okay.
See any black widows?
No, don't tell me that. That would not be nice to say to me. Just a little. Just to get.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do it together.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's go.
Okay, on?
Yeah, we're on.
Ready?
A little more forward up like this, and then we put the, and we can do the short one or we can do the tall one.
Let's start with the tall one. It's been closed for so long. Let's let her breathe.
Okay, and then put that in there. Wow.
And make you want to cry a little bit. Been a long time coming, huh?
Cool, there you go.